safe streets, vibrant neighborhoods, successful business and commerce. These are things that make a healthy community. We are a diverse community, rural, suburban, urban, a multitude of languages and ethnicities, ages and experiences. We are a collaborative community. Public-private partnerships make us a model community that others want to follow. It is what makes us unique. It is what makes us strong. The employees of Kent County reflect our diversity and seek to serve our communities.
People in this county, in this area, we wrap our arms around each other. We come together to collaborate, to solve problems. We're all working for the good of the whole. And I think that's wonderful. And you can see it. You can see it as you drive around Kent County.
Our impact starts the day a baby is born and a birth certificate is issued, to protecting children from deadly diseases through vaccination, to the public safety and justice provided by law enforcement and the courts, to offering veterans services and caring for the elderly. Every day we work to keep our communities robust.
I think if you are somebody who is interested in serving your community, in building a strong knowledge base and a good group of people to work with, then the county is one of your best employment opportunities out there. It's been completely rewarding in every way I could possibly explain for 26 years, and I feel like I grow every single day still today.
Leading these dedicated employees, our 19-member Board of Commissioners and our County Administrator Controller, along with our elected officials and appointed department directors, placing emphasis on civic involvement, quality housing, vibrant neighborhoods, and strong, solid infrastructure to allow businesses to thrive. Professional, dedicated, collaborative, and innovative.
Behind the scenes, collaboration between foundations, charitable organizations, nonprofits, for-profit businesses, public sector demonstrated through the county, the city of Grand Rapids, the townships, all the cities and the villages in our area. If we don't come together, then we will not have the strength that we have today, and I only hope to build upon that.
Our aim is to make our communities the best they can be. We are involved in exciting development projects, sustainable recycling programs, and creative progressive prevention programming. We partner with elected officials, impacting policy ideas that become great achievements. We seek opportunities to reach out into the community and offer our services to help our residents make Kent County thrive.
Our relationship is solid, both from a staff standpoint at the county level as well as the Board of Commissioners. And they understand what we do and the benefits that we can do for the community, and vice versa. We couldn't do what we do without the help of Kent County.
While most of us are busy running our lives, Kent County's elected officials, administrator controller, and over 1,600 employees are serving the communities where we live our lives, so we can all have a place we are proud to call home. Kent County, its life well run.
Thank you. It's Tuesday, May 16th at 8:30 a.m. We will open with public comment. Is there anyone from the public who would like to address the Finance and Fiscal Resource Committee this morning? Okay, seeing none, we will close public comment to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Don't move it. Support.
Anything that needs to be removed? Yes.
Item C, please.
Okay. Request to pull item C from the consent agenda. So do we take a motion on the other two?
Yes.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and move for the vote, take the vote then for the consent agenda, items A and B. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, item C has been pulled, so we'll go to item C of the consent agenda.
I'll move it.
Support.
And you have a question, Jim?
Question. Actually, just two comments. One is something as significant as this. I have an ongoing concern about what gets put on the consent agenda. So I just want to express that. But also, I think this is significant because dental health, I don't think many of us realize how important that is to overall health. So this is an important grant. In addition, it focuses on health equity, which is also an incredible concern. So great work that the health department is doing. Really appreciate them being able to get this financing to do that work.
Okay. Anything else? Commissioner Hennessy?
I think this is also really great work, and I love the way in which we've been building our program, the dental programs, both at our south campus and what we're going to be doing up in the north part of the county. But I'm just real curious as to the relationship between the Health Net in Kent County and who applies for the grants. I've noticed a couple times we're using the nonprofits in saying that they are the ones who apply for the grants. And I'm just curious about the relationship.
Sure, let's get some additional information.
Good morning. Yes, the DentaQuest grant, HealthNet is the fiduciary for the grant. They applied for this grant. This is the third year of the DentaQuest grant. Year one, the health department for the grant, and then a decision was made for HealthNet to apply, but we still partner on this grant, kind of co-lead. DentaQuest is designed to improve oral health by 2020. So it is a partnership between the two organizations. Was that?
That's fine, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else? All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Go to item 3, which is the Administrator's Fiscal 2018 Budget Process Guidelines. Daryl?
This is a request to approve the following list of guidelines to be used in the development of the 2018 county budget. The Administrator Controller is directed to present a general fund budget for the 2018 fiscal year that is structurally balanced and establish appropriate budget targets to achieve the 2020 vision affirmed by the Board of Commissioners on May 13, 2010. Unless properly justified, no growth budgets will be used for petrol and commodities sections of the budget, with the exception of departmental budgets that receive state or federal funding or contractual services that change based on external causes and not internal spending controls. Zero-based budgeting will be utilized for all line items so that each department should assume that the account rolls back to zero at the year end, and they will need to rebuild the rationale for all expenditures within the line item. The specific accounts include, but are not limited to, consultants, travel, other contractual services, training, and dues and memberships. The moratorium on new positions requiring a general fund appropriation instituted for the 2004 through 2017 budgets shall be extended for the 2018 budget. If, however, the additional new positions result in a reduction in the general fund appropriation for the requesting department, consideration may be given to adding the positions, or if a position is deemed necessary to achieve board-approved initiatives. And then to the capital improvement program policy, a minimum of 0.2 mils of the general property tax levy will be set aside for capital improvements for the 2018 budget.
So moved.
Okay, with the motions moved, is there a support?
Support.
Thank you. Questions and comments? Yes, Commissioner Voorhees.
Thank you, Chair. We did a little higher on our CIP one year, didn't we?
Last 3 years, we have gone 0.25 mils.
Yeah.
This just says that it won't go below 2 mils. It can go higher.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Morgan.
This is pretty similar to the parameters we've had
Yes.
for as long as I can remember.
Which is a pretty long time,
Yesterday.
isn't it?
2 days.
Okay, Commissioner Talon?
Thank you, Chair. One of the concerns I've had for a long time is that departments at the county can work their tails off to raise additional revenue within their department, to implement efficiencies in staffing and so on. And at the end of all that, if they've saved money for the county at the end of the year, it goes back into the general fund. Tell me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that's what we're talking about with zero-based budgeting. And if not, help me understand that. But I have a concern about that, and it's been a long time concern, and I think that it doesn't help us to get the best out of the people that we've hired to do the work of the county.
For operating budgets, we can't take money and have it overlap to the next fiscal year. So if we're talking, let's say at the end of 2016, the administrator's office was budgeted $1,000, okay, and we spent $975. Then $25 goes back into the general fund. But zero-based means that as I'm preparing the 2018 budget, I make the assumption that I have to start from zero. No money is ever carried over for operating budgets, ever. We can't do that. We do carry it over for capital, but not operating. Then I start at zero with 2018 and build my budget based on, first of all, the revenue estimates and also the needs, and make assumptions that if I can't meet the budget target I've been given, I have to make some associated adjustments.
Well, I just want to understand, when you say we can't, does that mean by law we can't, or
By
does
law.
that mean because we've adopted zero-based budgeting we can't?
No, it has to do with just the appropriations process, and the state says that your operating budget for 1 year cannot go into the next year. We can do it for key projects.
So all of the fund balances that we have in our annual financial report for various entities within the county, those are all capital?
No, those are fund balances within the general fund that we could use to help us balance a budget if we needed it, or if an emergent situation came up, such as a tornado, we could take money out of that fund balance to help us get through that time.
So why can't, so if a department does well and has unspent dollars at the end of a fiscal year, why can't that be on the books as a fund balance that can be carried forward to the next year, as is the case with these others?
Okay, I'm going to, now you're getting above my pay grade, and I'm going to have Marvin talk to you.
Hello, Marvin, welcome.
But budget lapse at the end of the year doesn't always translate into fund balance, because you have to look at the whole equation, you have to look at the revenue side of the equation as well. So if revenue's $1 million less than you anticipated in your budget, and you've spent all the way up to your maximum budget, then you're in a deficit position. So you can't just look at one department's budget lapse without looking at the general fund's entire revenues. So it's kind of a balancing act. So one department could be up 1% in revenues while another's down 3% in revenues. So we gotta look at the whole fund, not just one department.
I recognize that, but what I heard is that we're not allowed, you're saying that's what we do, but I guess the question I'm asking is, are we allowed to do it differently? And I thought I heard Daryl say that we can't, or by law.
That's correct. General fund budget balances don't carry over into the next year. We create a new general fund budget for each year. In some funds, like special project funds, they're allowed to be balances are allowed to be transferred to the next year, but in the general fund they are not.
And that's by law?
Yes. And we do the zero-based budgeting, so departments can build their budgets from zero. And
All right, hang on, I've got Commissioner Voorhees.
I would just say, is that a GASB rule? Is that what establishes that?
That's a state budget act law. It's in the state budget act. So.
All right,
So,
Commissioner Morgan.
In spite of the department heads knowing that it's going to go swept back, it's going to be swept back into the general, they still try to manage their budgets as best as they can, and it doesn't deter from that. I think our department heads really try to look at ways to save money, knowing that at the end of the year it's going to go back, and that's the way it's been. And if it's by law, if we want to change that, we got to go to Lansing to change that. But I think the department heads have done a wonderful job knowing that, when they save money, it's going to be swept back in.
Commissioner Antor.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I just think in general, I've always been in favor of zero-based budgeting. I think it's the financially responsible thing to do. And because, it's not our money. That's the thing we sometimes forget. It's taxpayers' dollars, and And with all due respect, Jim, I know where you're going with this. You almost want to reward the people who are doing the best jobs, being the most efficient. I think there's other ways of rewarding those people and those departments that run efficiently. But I just think from as far as being fiscally responsible, I think zero-based should be the standard. Thank you.
Well, and all the things that we do is our budget practice is budget with the anticipation that departments will spend 94 or 95% of the budget.
96%, right.
Okay. Please, Commissioner
Well,
Talon.
could I get some reference to the law and where that is, just so that I
Sure.
don't have to ask this again?
Sure.
Yep.
I appreciate it. but-
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Anything else? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Same sign.
All right.
Okay, motion passes with one aye. We'll go with item 4, Board of Commissioners Fiscal Services, authorization of a summer 2017, July 1st, 2017 general operating property tax levy. Darrell?
Pursuant to state law, a notice of public hearing concerning the 2017 county budget was published in the newspaper of general circulation in October of 2016, and a pub concerning that budget was held November 3rd, 2016. The Board of Commissioners adopted the 2017 appropriation on November 17th, 2016. The budget, as adopted, requires the levy of 4.2803 mils for the general operating purposes to be authorized for the 2017 summer tax billing, which has a levy date of July 1, 2017. Funds derived from the millage will be utilized to support the previously adopted fiscal year 2017 general purposes.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Support it.
Thank you. Any questions, comments on this? Yes, Commissioner Voorhees.
Thank you, Chair Jones. With our millage increase for the zoo and museum and that, at what point might we look at, can we reduce this 4.2803? Is this set it in concrete, or is there another opportunity to change that if we so determine?
This is the recommendation that goes to the board. The board has the end of the month to act on this so it can be placed on the ballot, or excuse me, on the tax billings.
So we're not quite, we haven't, I feel, had enough discussion yet where we are in our fund balances, but would like to take a look at the road. So, okay, I'll support this at this point. We'll see at the end of it.
So, following up on Commissioner Voorhees, this was adopted, the public hearing was held on November 3rd of 2016. So we're going to have another public hearing this year in November?
For the 2018 budget, yes.
Got it. So that may be an opportunity to look at this, Commissioner Voorhees.
Thank you.
Down, so.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. We'll go to item 5, Community Development. Approve the Community Development Annual Action Plan and Budget Amendment.
This is a request to recommend to the board to approve the Housing and Community Development Annual Action Plan for July 1, 2007 through June 30th, 2018, to authorize the board chair or designee to execute the documents related to the plan and approve extensions and changes within 15% of the original award, and to appropriate $2.1 million in estimated revenues to the 2017-2018 Community Development Block Grant and Home Programs, contingent upon award and execution of a contract. Kent County is qualified as an urban county, which makes it eligible to receive funds from the state's Department of Housing and Urban Development for its 36th year as an entitlement community. The 5-year extended consolidated plan for July 1, 2016 through June 30, 2021 consists of a needs assessment, market analysis, and related goals and objectives, and is a prerequisite of obtaining Community Development Block Grant, Home Investment Partnership, and Emergency Solutions Grants funding from HUD. This year, Kent County is not eligible for ESG funds from HUD due to its formula calculations. The grant application, referred to as the Annual Action Plan, contains a description and budget for CDBG and home-funded activities proposed to be undertaken between July 1, 2017 and June 30, 2018, including CDBG projects requested by the 32 local units of government in the county. As of May 9th, 2017, HUD has not notified the Community Development Department of its final appropriation for the 2017-2018 CDBG and Home Program, which was finalized the first week of May. The Community Development Department is estimating its fundings at the 5-year average. The application seeks an estimated $2.1 million in funding that includes community development block grants and home grants, and recognizes additional income from the CDBG Housing Rehabilitation Program.
Thank you, Daryl. Motion? So, thank you. Support? Okay, Commissioner Talon is supporting it. Discussion, questions? Yes, Commissioner Morgan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Matthew, I have a question for you. I know that some of the out townships have a very difficult time spending this money because of the formulas and all the requirements. But I heard recently that some of the townships are moving, trying to see if there's any space for the lead program that we're doing, and if there's any way that they can contribute to that program. Can you kind of fill us in where that
That's a great question. One of our local units of government this year